All right, we're going to start our lesson on polynomial and rational functions. And what we're going to do now is we are going to actually solve rational equations. So we're going to take these functions, write them as equations so that we can find solutions. We'll start warm up. For the following problems, fill in the missing information in the box. And it looks like we are simplifying fractions. So 8/12 can be rewritten as 4 times 2 over 4 times 3. Notice that the common factors of 4 on the top and the bottom cancel, leaving us with our final answer of 2 over 3. Same thing for number 2. I have 15/24. I can rewrite 15 as 3 times 5, and I can write 24 as 3 times 8. Therefore, and these factors of 3, common factor of 3 on the top and bottom cancel, and I end up with 5/8. For number 3, what we're looking for here is what is the common factor that will cancel. 21 can be written as 7 times 3, and 28 can be written as 7 times 4. Those common factors of 7 will eventually cancel, leaving us with 3/4. So that's the warm-up. The key here is to remember that we can cancel common factors. Okay, if you have a factor in the numerator and the same exact factor in the denominator, those two things can cancel out. So let's go down here and let's look at our first set of rational equations. So a rational equation is an equation that contains one or more rational expressions. To solve a rational equation, this is going to be kind of key. To solve a rational equation, we're going to start by multiplying every term in the equation by the least common denominator of all of the expressions in the equation. So you guys might remember least common denominators. If not, least common denominator is the smallest possible common factors that can all be multiplied together. So let's take a look at problem A here. We're going to solve this equation. To solve this rational equation, we're told we need to multiply every term in the equation by the least common denominator of any rational terms. So here I have a denominator of x on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply every single term by that x. So I'm going to take x times x, I'm going to take 8 over x, multiply it by x, and I'm going to take 6 and multiply it by x. When I do that, x times x is x squared. Remember that this factor of x, 8 times x, is 8x. That factor of x will cancel with the factor of x in the denominator, and I'm left with plus 8, and that's going to be equal to 6x. 6 times x is 6x. Now I need to solve this equation, and when I'm going to solve this equation, what I need to think about is what type of equation do I have. Here I have a quadratic. So to solve quadratics, remember factoring is probably going to be the easiest way. So I want to have this thing set equal to 0. It's equal to 6x, so I need to subtract 6x from both sides. So I'm going to rewrite my equation as x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Now I need to factor this. Two things that multiply to 8 and add to negative 6 are negative 2. Negative 2 and negative 4. Now I have two things multiplied to equal 0, so either the first thing equals 0 or the second thing equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. Solve each of these and I get x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 4. Now, when we solve rational equations, what we have to do is we have to make sure that both of these solutions are okay to have in my original equation. So I need to look at the denominator. Is it okay to divide 8 by 2? Yes, it is, so 2 will work. Is it okay to divide 8 by 4? Yes, it is, so 4 will work. So those are my two solutions. Equation A. Now let's look at equation B. It's a rational equation. And I know in rational equations, what I'm told to do is multiply every term by the least common denominator. My least common denominator here is the factor of x minus 3. So I'm going to multiply everything by the factor x minus 3. Remembering that a common factor in the numerator cancels with a common factor in the denominator. So these factors cancel, and I'm left with 3x. And these factors cancel, is going to be equal to 2x plus 3. Now I need to solve this equation. I got to get x's by themselves. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And I get 1x, 3x minus 2x is x, is equal to 3. Sorry about that. Now I have to be really careful because I need to check this solution. So is it okay that I can put a 3? Is it all right if I put a 3 in here for x? And it is not, because 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. And I know that x cannot be equal to 3. Therefore, this equation has no solutions, because the only algebraic solution that I get will not work in the equation. Let's look at equation C. I'm told in order to solve rational equations, I need to multiply every term by the least common denominator. The least common denominator here is going to be x minus 7 and 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2 times x minus 7, 2 times x minus 7, and 2 times x minus 7. Now be careful of what cancels here. In this very first term, this x minus 7 cancels with the factor of x minus 7 on top, and I'm left with 2 times 2x minus 9 plus this factor of 2 cancels with this factor of 2. I'm going to have x times x minus 7. And then this x minus 7 is going to cancel with that x minus 7. And I'm left with 5 times 2. So now I solve this equation. 2 times 2x is 4x minus 18 plus x squared minus 7x is equal to 10. What type of equation do I have here? Well, I have a quadratic equation. Quadratic equations, we got to write them in standard form, have them set equal to 0. I see no other x squared, so I'm going to have x squared is going to be my leading term. And then 4x minus 7x is minus 3x. Minus 18 is equal to 10. Now I need to set it equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. And I get x squared minus 3x minus 28 is equal to 0. I need to find two numbers that multiply to negative 28, add to negative 3. This factors to x plus 4 times x minus 7. That's equal to 0. Set each individual factor equal to 0 and solve. I get a solution of -4 and of +7. Remember, I have to take these solutions and check them into my original equation. I notice that I cannot have an x value of 7. So this x equals 7 is actually an extraneous solution. That's what we call that, extraneous solution. It's a solution that kind of makes sense algebraically, but it won't work when I try to substitute it back in. So the only solution that I have here is x equals -4. Okay, so that's the mechanics of how we solve rational equations.